Hi, and welcome to today's episode of CCtv. Hi guys, it's Christina Carlyle here, and if you haven't been following me very long, I just want to say I'm a nutritionist and a trainer. I'm your weight loss wing woman. I want you to think of me as your weight loss and wellness coach and biggest cheerleader. Once upon a time, I was chronically sick, fat, overweight, unhappy, unhealthy, and I'd step on the scale and I'd feel like a failure, and I'd go and I'd eat. And sometimes I would try, when I really would try to be healthy and like take the weight off, oftentimes I would go online and I'd find recipes that I thought were healthy, and actually, because I didn't know the science behind the nutrients, I didn't realize I was setting myself up to gain fat and actually gain weight and keep myself stuck. So over the weekend, I had posted a recipe that I had found online, and I kind of called it out because it was saying that it was so healthy. It was a cookie recipe, and it had bananas in it, and applesauce in it, and raisins in it, and oatmeal in it. And I saw this recipe and I was like, oh hell no, because this recipe actually contains one of the worst nutrient combinations ever for not just fat loss and weight loss, but also for health. And when I posted this on Facebook, a lot of people were like, well, wait a minute, I don't think the author was being malicious. The author of the recipe was being malicious. And I'm like, I know, they weren't. They don't know what I know. They don't know how their recipes are actually not healthy at all. Because when you know the science behind nutrients, you can say, yep, this goes with this. And then people were saying things, well, I know this recipe doesn't say how many servings it makes, but it can't be that bad, right? People were like, well, wouldn't it just make more sense to eat the real thing? Well, the real thing has a lot of artificial ingredients usually, especially baking products, especially if you're getting cookies from a name brand manufacturer that you can easily recognize. So anything that you find in the middle of the grocery store and those aisles, 9 times out of 10 it's processed and terrible for you, especially if you recognize that nationwide brand very easily. And you can buy it in like any store in the United States. It was just one question after another, but wait, I thought bananas were good for you, and like applesauce isn't that bad, and it said that the raisins were optional, so what if I just cut the raisins out? Like, can't I just have a treat? And my response to that is, yes, you can have a treat, but why would you want a treat? Like, you're not a dog. There is a way to use food instead of using foods that you think are healthy, but actually that food is using you to keep you stuck. Craving things, it actually can offset your hormones and trigger you up to crash and crave and have these cravings for things that are just going to continue to keep you stuck in this quicksand. And the more you try to struggle to get out of it, trying a new diet or trying a new exercise program or whatever you're trying, it just makes it a lot worse. So I'm just saying, it's 10 times easier to lose weight when you know what you're doing, you know how to use foods in a way that works best for your body. Can you have a cookie? Absolutely. I find that a lot of people, a cookie isn't just a cookie. It's like, I need this. I need this treat. I need this. I'm craving this. I want something sweet. I need a cookie. So if you're craving something sweet, it's likely that your hormones are already imbalanced, that you're already set up in that quicksand and just struggling to get out of it. So it's up to you. I mean, if you are the type of person that can just eat a cookie, have at it. But if you're the type of person who really is struggling with your weight, and you step on the scale and you're just kind of feeling like, oh, this cannot be me. This can't be my body. This can't be me. Like, I get it. And for you, you don't need a treat. You need snacks and meals that actually help regulate those hormonal imbalances and actually help keep you feeling fuller longer, satisfied. Yes, they can have sweetness in them, but a healthy recipe like this does not have the proper combination of nutrients needed to help you get it right so you can get it tight, keep it tight, minimize the risk for cravings in the future so you can just kind of eat to eat when you're hungry instead of I'm emotional, I'm stressed, I'm craving something, I have to eat. Make sense? Whatever you're eating, you want to make sure that the ingredients you're choosing are natural as possible. If you don't want to go organic, that's okay too, because I get some people are just not there yet, and that's all right. But you always want to make sure you're going for natural things. Okay, so natural sources of sweeteners. Stevia, for example. Fresh fruits. Not necessarily freeze-dried grapes that have been covered in sugar and come in a box of raisins. No. Be further ahead to get the grapes. Further ahead to eat the banana. This particular recipe called for applesauce. Be further ahead to chop up the apples because you're going to get the nutrients, the vitamins and minerals that those natural healthy fruits contain. Because that's what the misconception is, like fruit is good for you. Fruit's great for you because it has vitamins and minerals, but if it's coming from a non-organic source, 9 times out of 10 it's being sprayed with fertilizers and pesticides and things like that that actually make that fruit not as nutrient dense as it could be if it was organically grown. So by the time it comes to you, your body's not able to absorb the nutrients because this banana doesn't have all the key nutrients you think it does. You think it's healthy when really it's not. And then you're combining these nutrients with other things that are nutrient deficient, baking them in an oven to create a cookie. Baking alone kills off a lot of nutrients. And it's easy to set yourself up for just taking in calories that have absolutely no health benefit or weight loss benefit whatsoever. So to overcome this, you always want to pair a protein with a sugar, so something sweet. A sugar is a simple carb, but you want to make sure that they're natural. So let me give you an example. If you were to eat, I don't know, apples, for example, it'd be better if you dip them in hummus because that hummus is going to give you some protein. Dipping your apple slices, for example, in some Greek yogurt that you've sweetened with stevia and some cinnamon are going to give you antioxidants, that sweetness you're craving. The apple's going to give you fat fiber, natural fiber that you can dip into your Greek yogurt and eat, and the protein from the Greek yogurt is going to help offset the sweetness and the ability for that sweetness in the apple to cause you to crash crave. Okay, you always want to pair a protein with a simple sugar. It's also really important that you never ever pair something sweet with a fat. So pairing a simple sugar with a fat, your body calls it simple. A simple sugar's simple because it's easy for your body to burn it, okay? Fat is not easy for your body to burn. So when you pair those two together, your body's like, okay, we're just gonna hit the easy button on this in this fat, and we're gonna burn all this sugar first. Well, when it's burning the sugar, the fat's just kind of waiting there, and if you don't use all those calories that you've taken in as energy, you're not actually burning the fuel that you took in. Your body's gonna say, okay, we don't need those extra calories. We didn't exercise today, for example. The sugar is now causing the fat to be kind of pushed to the back burner, and when you're not burning those calories, the fat is just going to stay on you. So you never ever want to pair a simple carbohydrate with a fat. You also never ever want to pair a carb with a carb. Your body needs protein to offset all of the hunger and hormone fluctuations and crash crave that the two carbs can set yourself up for. Now, a complex carb will keep you feeling fuller longer than a simple carb, but it is, a little bit more easy. It's a little bit more complex to burn, but it's also a very easy thing for your body to break down. But it's very important that you also have some protein in there so that your body will work harder, because your body works a lot harder to break up protein. I don't know if you're the type of person, if you've ever had a piece of steak and you realize like you're not going to the bathroom as easily the next day. If you're really sensitive to proteins, that's because it's really difficult for your body to burn protein. And your body will burn extra calories simply trying to digest and pass that protein that you ate. So ever you want to eat a carb, you always want to pair it with a protein. Now, it's also important that you have fat in there too, but adding fat, again, with a carb can be detrimental, especially if you're not working it out. So you always want to have anything with sugar before a workout, or you definitely want to have those things on days when you are working out. Otherwise, it's just a lot more likely that your body's just gonna hang on to it. In the next video, I'm going to share a recipe, like perfectly proportioned for one serving, that acts as a snack or a meal replacement, not necessarily just a sweet treat. It will feel like a sweet treat, but it's also going to be the perfect combination of nutrients. It's going to trigger your body to release fat. I'm also going to be breaking out the correspondence, my actual initial post that I put on Facebook and everybody's reactions to it and why I explain them, because a lot of people were like, oh, that makes perfect sense. but now what? So if you are you know, not willing or wanting to wait necessarily for the next video where I explain more, or if you're kind of like a visual person, you're like, well, the carb with the protein with the what, and if you want to know exactly how to measure everything out so you too can get it right and get it tight, and if you want to learn how to perfectly prepare nutrients together for you so you can trigger your body to lose weight, and if you want over 200 recipes that are already perfectly ready already, done for you, then I really strongly recommend that you go get my cookbook. It's called Abs Are Made in the Kitchen, and that's exactly what you're gonna get. You're gonna get the 7 steps that are gonna set you up for weight loss and wellness success, triggering your body to release fat because you're using it as fuel. You're gonna know exactly how many calories to put on your plate or your snack, and how to pair them together throughout your day so that you get the most nutrient bang for your buck that will offset all your cravings and actually set you up for weight loss and wellness success. I definitely recommend that, and I'm also going to put links to the blog post so you can see the recipe and see like why I'm saying, okay, this isn't cool and this isn't right. And you're also going to see links to the cookbook, which is actually on super sale right now before resolution season hits. It's only available, however, in digital format, so you can get it on the Amazon Marketplace and on the iBooks Marketplace. But if you have a tablet or a phone, you can download Kindle readers, and you can download apps that will allow you to read those. So even if you don't have a device, you're okay. It's not available in print form yet. I'm working on that. So I just wanted to put that out there. So if you're ready to really start seeing some real benefits, and if you read some of the feedback of a girl who had used that book, she lost 8 pounds in a week using this cookbook. So it's the real deal. It works if you work it. So work it, you're worth it. And we'll see you next week with an example of a recipe that you can use too that will satisfy you. It's sweet and has, it's almost like a cake. It's really good. Make them all the time. It takes like 2 seconds to make too. So I hope this video helped you. If you don't want to miss next week's episode, please subscribe now. And until then, I hope you have a great week. I will see you next time right here, same place, every Thursday. Bye.